And here in the 22nd episode, we will cover a topic called classes and objects. And what is that? See, we have some variables. We know we have the text variables, the string variables. That's one type. We have the number variables, and we have the Boolean value variables with a false or true statement. These are basically the three kind of variables we have. But sometimes we will have something that is hard to describe with one of these three. An example could be a motorcycle. If I am a motorcycle dealer and I have an inventory of my motorcycles, I can't describe a motorcycle just with a number or with a simple text string or with a true-false statement. That wouldn't be enough to describe these motorcycles I have on inventory. So I can make what's called a class, and in that class I can define some characteristics for a motorcycle that I want on a list if I want to present all my motorcycles. And it could be, for instance, the brand of the motorcycle, the model of the motorcycle, the engine displacement, and maybe I want to know, is it on stock or not? These could be the characteristics I want to include. And all these characteristics about a motorcycle can be included in what's called a class. And each motorcycle inside that class, that would be an object in the class. So that's kind of what we are going to try out now.
Hey and welcome here. I'm Torkild Brunsnes, and this is Python Learning by Doing. I strongly believe that learning by doing, that's the way that works the best. It is for me, I can tell you. So try to follow this, these chapters here, and do what I'm showing on the screen. Follow it on your own computer. And when you have gone through all the different chapters, I promise you, you will be an excellent programmer. Well, let's grab a cup of coffee. And then let's just get going.
So working with classes here is almost like having another kind of variable available that allows you to describe an item in more details than just a text string or a number or a Boolean value. So in this example here, I've created a file here I call motorcycles.py, and then I have another file I call app.motorcycles.py. And these two tie in together. So the first one here is motorcycles.py, and that's where I define what is called a class. And it's simply writing class, and then I call it motorcycle, colon. And now we define it, and we simply make a function here, a def, that's a function. And the way you start defining a class is by making two underscores and then init and underscore underscore. And then you point at self first. Self is the individual item, motorcycle number 1, for instance, in the class. So they can be motorcycle 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And for each of those, we want some parameters to describe the motorcycle. We want the brand, we want the model, we want the displacement, and then we want to know, is it on stock at the dealership? So these are the 4 parameters I have chosen. We ended with a colon, and then an indentation. That's anything that is within the class now is indented here. And now we point at self. For each motorcycle in the class, we say that brand equals brand and model equals model from up here. And we do that all the way down through. Then we make another app or another file here. And now I can import that definition of a class over from my class file. The class was a motorcycles.py, and here is my app. So I call that class by saying from motorcycles, and motorcycles, that's the file. You can see that's motorcycles. I want to import motorcycle. motorcycle is my class. So this is the file, this is the class. And now I list my motorcycles. Motorcycle 1. And now I go in and put some data to the different parameters. So motorcycle 1, that variable equals the class motor, the class motorcycle with these parameters. Harley Davidson 883 Sportster. The displacement is 883 cc, and false, it's not on stock. And motorcycle 2, I call the class again, and it's a Kawasaki, a Ninja, a 400cc, and true, it's on stock. And now I can go down here and make some simple prints and say print motorcycle dot brand and motorcycle, or motorcycle 1, sorry, dot brand and motorcycle 1 dot model and motorcycle 1 dot displacement. And then I made another line where I print whether it's on stock, just a text string. So it was right on the screen on stock, and then motorcycle 1 is on stock. That's the parameter I have here from motorcycle 1. And the same for motorcycle 2. And when I run all this, I get this down here. Harley Davidson 883 Sportster, 883cc, on stock, false. So that one is not on stock. And the Kawasaki Ninja 400cc, on stock, true. Yeah, so this one is on stock. So that's basically how we can work with classes and have different objects within a class. All the objects are defined by the same parameters that we defined over here in the class.
That concludes this chapter of Python Learning by Doing. Make sure that you follow all the following chapters and go through the entire series. Also make sure to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons, because that would help me to keep creating programs like this. So thank you for doing that. And here after this there will be a link on the screen, and that will be to the next episode in this series of 26 videos. So take another cup of coffee and get ready for the next episode.